I hope you guys can hear me now. I was doing all that talking and nobody told me they couldn't hear me, but I appreciate the lady that told me that she couldn't hear me. But anyway, my topic is, what is entertaining? I hope you guys can hear me now. I'm Keita J. I'm an entertainer. I custom design. I'm a visual artist, and I'm a creative writer, okay? Trying to get my hashtags together. Anyway, I just finished working out, so please forgive me. I'm feeling really good right now. But anyway, okay, let me get to the topic because I'm not going to be on here long. Let me get my glasses. Okay, so I was just saying on the last post that we seem to forget what entertaining is. Entertaining is, I want y'all, some people to tell me what it is. Entertaining should be interesting. You know what I'm saying? It's to the point where you are interested in what you are seeing or hearing. If you are bored, okay, and you're supposed to be entertained, you are not going to stay wherever you are. You're not going to look at the show. You are not going to tune in to whatever it is that you may have paid your money for. So I want to say entertaining. I don't even need these glasses right now. There's no sun out. But entertaining, people tend to forget what that is. And I'm going to speak on it. And I just said on the last post, are people still talking about Aisha Curry? You know, I'm sure they are. It's been the big topic of conversation since yesterday. You know what I mean? But I wanna say entertaining is something that you're interested in. You want to be entertained by somebody. You want something to be good that you're looking at. Can you hear me? You want something to be good. Whatever it is that you're tuning into, you want it to be good. You know, but people seem to think, when Aisha signed up for the Red Table yesterday, they seem to think that she should have saved what it is that she was saying, you know, for the bedroom. Well, however, maybe it was already written that she would talk about that. Have we even thought about maybe that was something that was going to be a topic of conversation, because it was like, oh, that's juicy. People would definitely tune in or write about that. People would definitely write about that. So when you're entertaining, especially in this day and time, you know, you have the internet, you have social media where people are tuning into that. Aisha is a brand, okay? Yes, she does her cooking and all that, so she's a brand. So I don't think, hey Ziggy, how are you? Aisha, can you hear me? I hope you can. But Aisha is a brand. So we seem to forget, you do stuff to some degree where you want people to tune into whatever it is that you're doing. Branding is people talking about you when you're not in the room. You know what I'm saying? That's what branding is. We forget what branding is. And if you are a household name, you want people to talk about you when you are not in the room. How do you leave people feeling? That's another thing, branding. So if we tend to think that she basically got on Facebook, Red Table, and just spoke on whatever it was that she spoke on about wanting attention, which we all want attention. I mean, women, men, you know, I was dealing with somebody that wanted a lot of attention. You deal with male egos and all kinds. We all have ego, but the male ego is huge. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what men may think or not, the male, especially when they are in a position of power, women love power. A lot of women love power. And if they see a man that they know one has money, you know, look at Jay-Z. He don't look all that great, but look, he bagged Beyonce. So, you know, we tend to think, would he have gotten her if he didn't have the money that he had? You know what I'm saying? So we gotta, as people, we gotta think what entertaining is and branding is. And we gotta think of the business aspect of Why do people do certain things that they do? You got Tiffany Haddish currying chicken at the Met Gala, on the red carpet. We don't know. That stuff was, I'm sure, was planned. You think all this stuff is not freaking planned? I've been behind the scenes. I've written some stuff with people, creative writing. I know a lot of the stuff that you guys have seen on YouTube with prank calls and all that stuff. Y'all think Steve Harvey prank calls are real? No. That stuff is made up. Y'all think the strawberry letter is real? I doubt it. I doubt it. So people, that's what they call creative writing. Creative writing. You get people to tune in. You're branding yourself. The red table is branding. Okay. So they gotta have stuff that people are leaving from the red table to talk about. This is social media. I don't know why we don't, I guess I can't expect everybody to understand that. Hey, Bizzle again. I can't expect everybody to understand that, but it is what it is. We may not like it. Stephen Fetchit, we look at, minstrel shows. We go back to that. And, people are like, man, Tiffany Haddish is this and that. They talk about what Tiffany Haddish is doing, but at the same time, she's still keeping you talking about her. Her name is constantly in your mouth. You're constantly doing posts about her. Do you think that's making her more mad or making her happy? That's making her more money. So it's all in entertaining. It's entertaining. It's branding. This is what people do. People take stuff so serious now. It's ridiculous. We talk about women wanting attention. Women want attention just like men. Men have big egos. I was just saying that. Especially when men are in power and they know they could get anybody they want. You know what I'm saying? If you know you can get anybody you want. And then at the same time, Aisha was saying that women tend to disrespect her, which I know some things about. Women will disrespect you to try to get what you have. And if the man is not saying anything about it and he's not taking up for you, women will continuously do it. So men have to back you. You know what I'm saying? And if the man is not backing you, that's a problem. And that tends to cause tension in relationships. When you're in a relationship, both people should have one another's back, regardless of the fact. We should have one another's back. And if you let people come in between what you have, talking about your lady, you on the phone talking to them about your lady, people that you don't know, you hardly know, and then you on the phone, vice versa, she's talking to other people about you don't hardly know, whatever. That's not, hey, she's going to feel some kind of way. I'm sorry. He or she is going to feel some kind of way, regardless of how we may look at it. Hey, sugar. Regardless of how we may look at it, look, if I'm doing the show, I'm going to try to do something where I know people are going to tune in. People are going to talk about it. It may not be taking chicken to the red carpet. It may not be talking about, my man on a show about, I don't think it was anything wrong with what she said, though. I mean, forgive me. Some people may think that, but I try to understand people and where they're coming from. And who's to say that her and Steph Curry has never had this conversation? Maybe they had the conversation in the bedroom, and he probably said, you know what? I don't mind you talking about that on the red table. Go ahead. Take that to the red table. It's juicy. People are going to collect it and they're going to talk about it. So we need our name out there and let people talk about it. But people tend to think that because Steph Curry is a basketball player, that should have been saved for the bedroom. I beg to differ. Maybe it was. And maybe they thought to talk about it further than the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? She really didn't touch on a lot of information. So, I mean, forgive me if somebody feels that she was wrong. That's her business. We tend to be in everybody's business, though. I put a post on Facebook and I said, people always talk about a lot of things that they failed at. People always have, this is what I said. People always have answers to a lot of shit that they failed at. A lot of shit that you was wrong at, you always have answers. And you haven't even fixed your own shit in your bedroom or your household, but yet you got a lot of shit to talk about in somebody else's. And the same people, because I know some people that was talking, and I'm like, oh, they shouldn't even be talking. I was like, oh no, baby, you shouldn't even be talking. You know what I'm saying? If you knew the history of some people that's always talking, people got 3 baby mamas, people got, could never fix their household, their family, people that don't take care of their kids. You ain't got no business talking. You ain't even fixing this. You ain't got a job. You ain't taking care of home. You know what I'm saying? These are the people that's talking. You ain't even get it right the second time. You know what I'm saying? None of us really have a nerve digging in everybody's business. And just because somebody is married don't mean that you know everything about relationships. You could have just stood there just because you didn't want to go anywhere else. Your relationship could still be rocky. You may have let your husband or wife pass from cheating on you several times, but because you wanted to play it safe, you stayed. So nobody's perfect. And I think when this world starts to understand that none of us are perfect, the key word is understand. We have to understand. Try to understand other people. Try to understand what people are going through. Because that's all you can do. If you were in an abusive relationship, we question, why would she or he stay in that relationship? A lot of times somebody's not holding you hostage. You stayed because that was your comfort zone. That's why you stayed. You stayed because you may have wanted to play it safe and look good with your friends. You don't want to be single. So there are reasons that people do all kinds of things. And we sit around and we have so much to say about somebody's business. Well, we're not even taking care of our own. Hello. I just get tired of it. You know what I'm saying? I be looking at the comments and the posts online. I make little jokes, though, because I'm a jokester. I like to stir up shit. I like to put shit out there and stir it up. Hey, what's happening, butter? I like to stir everything up. That's just me. That's my nature. And then, the same people that's talking, some of them can't take it. Some people can't take when you play with them, when you joke about them. But you can put everything out there about somebody else. But when you say something about them, then they have a problem. We have a problem. So, that's just me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say we got to take care of self. This social media thing that's why I had to remove myself from a lot of stuff on social media. I post as I do because it's just so much. And it's really not a lot to talk about if we not talking about somebody else's business. Because all of us that's talking about somebody else's business, what are we looking for? Attention. You know what I'm saying? That's what we looking for. We looking for attention. We trying to expose people. We want everybody to tune into our show. So what we want to do is talk about everybody else so that people can tune into us. And then when it comes to time, look at Wendy Williams. Now it's time for you to face the demons. You don't want to deal with it. That's just like a comedian joning on somebody, joking, and then when it come back around to him or her, they don't want to deal with it. They can't take the jokes. They get sensitive. But yet you open and ready to talk about all sensitive information, all sensitivity, sensitive jokes, sensitive comedy. You talking about somebody's death, but you let somebody talk about your mama and she passed away. How would you feel about that? You know what I'm saying? So I just think we don't take the time to understand, the facts of life and the things that we as individuals can deal with and how we can help other people deal with those same things. We got a lot of fixing to do. A lot of fixing. But we don't want to fix ourselves. We want to try to answer everybody else's problems and not realize what we all failed at. You know what I'm saying? We failed at. We could get a report card of our own self. I wonder how that would work. Oh no, this ain't my grade right here. No. When you get a promotion at work and your supervisor's talking to you about what you can improve in, you probably already thinking, I've done that already. You know what? When you go on a job interview and you trying to tell this supervisor or whatever, the interviewer, they ask you a question, what are your faults and things like that, you hesitant to answer. We got to think about what our faults are too. I told myself, I said, I know I have faults. I got to think about, when I go in this interview, I got to think about my negative and my positive. What is my negative first? And then what is my positive? Because I always want to end it with a positive. You know, there's always something that we could fix. I used to always think, man, I ain't nothing wrong with me. I did think like that. And a lot of us do. You know what I'm saying? But I'm to the point now, no. I'm universal. I'm more spiritual. You know, self-care has done a lot for me, you know, and a lot of us need to do that. I'm not saying I'm perfect. You know, do I still have work to do? Of course. We all do. Nobody's perfect. You're going to work on yourself to the day you die. You should. Because we all have imperfections. All of us. You know, and for us to just sit around and talk, that's just like your girlfriend or your guy friend. You tell them something, they go tell somebody else to make you look bad. You know, and we all can say, I'm sure we have done that. We have done that. We have done that. And not to say to make them look bad, but just to have conversation. Like, we can't talk about nothing else. If you ain't talking about somebody else's business, most of the time people don't want to be around you. When you work at a job, most of the people that talk about everybody got the most friends at the workplace. The people that stay to themselves, ain't got much to talk about, you know, they more spiritually inclined. Nobody's around them. Nobody wants to be. They weird. Something up with them because they don't want to be with the clique. But when you want to be with the clique, you the one that run your mouth all the time. You trying to get around people to learn information about them so you could tell everybody else. And that's exactly what people do. That's exactly what people do. I study people. I watch people. I say I don't like people. I don't like, I to a certain degree. Hey, how are you, Queen? To a certain degree, people freaking get on my nerves, okay? And I'm sure I get on some people's nerves too. But I be like, man, I don't even know. I used to say this all the time. I don't even know if I like people like that. I'm doing well. I say I don't even know if I like people like that anymore. I'm not the chatty person that I used to be, you know. And not saying that I used to run my mouth and talk about people, because I was never really that person outside of high school that hung with a lot of people. Yeah, I'm to the point I don't like people. And it's not that I don't like being around crowds and stuff. It's just that I would prefer to go somewhere by myself, have my sanity, if I'm gonna have a drink or whatever, wherever it is that I'm going. Maybe there's not a drink involved. You know, maybe it's just on the water. Maybe I'm going on a boat. You know what I'm saying? I would rather go to the movies by myself. Honestly, that I'm just like, that's how I am. That's the realm I'm in right now. I don't like being around people. I don't really care for a lot of people. I just don't, because people don't, you know, it's like they just try to wring you out. Everything that you have in you, they just try to take it. They want it for themselves. So whatever it is that they can't have, they gonna try to take it from you. You know what I'm saying? Look at Nipsey Hussle. You know, he giving all he got. He giving all he got. And they, you know, somebody just come up and treat him just like trash. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got to slow walk ourselves. I'm not looking for nobody's approval in life. I do what I do. You know what I'm saying? That's me. And if I choose to do what I do, ain't nobody paying my bills but me. So if you ain't paying my bills and you ain't helping me do what I need to do in my life, I will disregard every piece of information that somebody's giving me. If I ain't doing nothing wrong and I'm living my life to the best of my ability and I'm taking care of self, you know what I'm saying? Because when you ask people for stuff, they don't want to give it to you. They don't want to give it to you. That's why I say we need to go live like Jamaica. Go live in Africa. Somewhere where a lot of this stuff ain't going on. Because America got too much bullshit with them. The people, we are entitled people. We move and shake off of other people. Their information, just all of that. Just we would rather kill somebody just to get what they have. Just everything. We move and shake by taking from everybody else. That's how we get down. We don't care if you're bleeding in front of us. We would kill you for it. Because it looks good. And people value certain things. Materialistic things. People value. So, I'm saying, look, I don't dig deep all into who is we. Who is we? If you are included in we, and you know that that's how you are, then you take that. That's just like if you hear a man say bitch, you know what I'm saying? Most men will hee ha ha. I don't know if you're a male or woman or man, but people will hee ha ha at bitch. And it's like, if I'm not talking to you, then, that's what guys say. If I'm not talking to you, then I can say we, because it's a lot of people. And it may not be you. But if you see that the shoe fit, then you wear it. That's all I got to say. Yeah, I'm not about arguing with anybody or debating or none of that stuff. But if that's you, then you need fixing. So that's all I'm going to say. You know what I'm saying? I'm Keita J, y'all. And I'm out of here. Have a great one.